It's where she found the Brooklyn sound. New York music, it makes her dance. She hears the music, hears her chance. Brooklyn music, she takes her stance. She hears the music, hears her chance. Her large Italian family, they taught her hospitality, empathy, humanity, and strength in her community. Her justice call, defiant tone, rings out from her Long Island home. New York music, it makes her dance. She hears the music, hears her chance. Brooklyn music, she takes her stance. She hears the music, hears her chance. She's so damn cool, so smart and quick. She's old school, this New York chick. Brooklyn music, she takes her stance. She hears the music, hears her chance. Brooklyn music, her justice dance. They face the music, they got no chance.
Good evening, everybody. It is Wednesday, January 8th, just a little after 9 p.m. on the East Coast. And I just wanted to come live, say hi. And, I was actually listening to something very interesting today. It's, with all the fires that are going on in California, I listened to Bethany Frankel, and she was on TikTok. And, she brought up a good conversation. And I said, you know what? We can go live tonight and we can talk about it. So the title of my live is 5 Things You Would Take With You in an Emergency. So, let's talk about it. And, so if you guys in the chat would be so kind as to, play along with me and just put in, what are the 5 things that you would take? Because I know that it had me thinking. And, Bethany was talking with her daughter. And I was like, you know what? What are the 5 things that you would take if you had to, God forbid there was a natural disaster in your area? I know that people talk about having like a go bag, and we've heard of that, and I'm hoping everybody has that, or, but the 5 things that I said I would take, and, I made a list. Of course, you would take your documents, your important papers, any pictures, memory things. I said, well, I would grab my purse because everything is in it, right? Like, you'd grab your phone charger, any cash that you have in the house. And we were laughing. And one of my girlfriends was like, if you're, Italian, or, you'll have money in the house, money in the mattress or something. And I was like, listen, you got that mattress and you get out whatever you can, if that's what it is. Would you grab your jewelry? Of course, a change of clothes, and then she was telling me, she goes, I would definitely take snacks and water bottles and things like that. And I said, well, and of course, you'd have to grab your medication bag. And so, I'm going to read some of the comments here and see, what would you guys, pack in your bag? What would you, if God forbid something were to happen, are you prepared to just run out of your house if you had, 5 seconds to, obviously your kids, your family, your pets and all of that, that doesn't count in those 5 things. And so let's see what you guys have. What's up, Eileen? Good to see you. Diane B, Gladys, Darlene Wolf, Gen X. Hey, Cheryl. Good to see you. Walk amongst the tombstones. Gadsden Freedom. Of course, I'm going to need your help, Dennis, letting us know, as a retired law enforcement, what do people pack in a bag to grab? Should we have this bag close to the door? Where's the best place to keep it? Are you going to remember to grab it? And like I said, of course, your animals, your husband, your wife, your kids, all of that, that goes without saying. So, Darlene, good to see you. Kitty Q. Red Dragon. Everybody, welcome. Come in. Hit that like button. And so let's go over some of these things. So Kitty Q says, please take photos of your photos and all important documents and put them on a thumb drive in a fireproof safe. Thumb drives are so small. That's a great idea. I would never have thought to take photos of your photos. Hang on a second. Let me just adjust this. Diane B, if you wanted to leave your hubby behind, you can totally leave him behind, but I love him. I think he's so funny. Let's see. All right. Walk amongst the tombstones. When I lived in Cali, I had a bag in the closet by the front door. That's a great place for it. Barbara George, good to see you. All right, so here we go. She says, I had to evacuate for the 1,000-year flood when I lived in South Carolina. I cried. It was very difficult and stressful. Yeah, you know what, Barbara? These are times that are so super stressful. And I know so many friends and family that are over in California. And so my prayers, love, and all of that go to everybody right now that is going through. Um, so let's see, Gadsden, what has he got to say? Uh, When I evacuated for the hurricane, I took my dogs, Pew Pew's ammo case of water, good bag, which includes meds, paperwork, some fishing gear, knives, fire starters, and I had 2 coolers of frozen food. There you go. Dennis just weighed in. And Red Dragon, I have photos of my photos on my phone. How smart. I definitely need to do that. Taking a picture of your pictures. Yes, and the thumbnail drive. Kitty Q, that was a great idea. Let's see. Walk amongst the tombstones. Kitty Q, I've got all mine on external hard drives. They're handy. Yeah, for sure. Gen X, good to see you and happy belated birthday, my friend. 2A devices. Yeah, I mean, you got to grab your chargers, like all of the things where, excuse me. Gladys says maybe a flashlight and some batteries. Yeah, absolutely. Like these are things like you could, start a bag and if you don't have one, start one tonight with us and just, make some notes of some of the things that you would take. Like here I just added to take photos of photos. That's such a great idea. Hey, Curious Kiwi, good to see you. Um Kitty Q, I have a ton of family photos, but you can't drag a tote of photos. No, you can't. And so, what a good idea to take pictures of pictures and put them on a thumb drive. Smart. Because that's usually like the first thing to go, God forbid, is like, papers go up in flames and, you know, let's see. Red Dragon, I have all my chargers in a bag and ready to grab and go. Excellent. All right. Let's see. Gen X, you're welcome. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I just thought it was important to like point out some of the things and so, Bethany Frankel definitely had me thinking because I thought, she's such a successful business person and, she seems to be somebody who's not only funny, but, she's someone we all know and, she's got a warehouse over in California, she's got one in Miami, Florida. And so, just listening to some of the things that she was saying and I just thought to myself, well, how smart. I mean, as a business person and as a woman and a mother, these are things that she felt, was important to talk about. And I said, you know what? I'm going to continue this conversation because I think it's important too. Yeah, Gladys, medication, right? Gen X, you should also have important phone numbers and addresses on paper. Yes, that's a good idea too. Barbara George, I live in a hurricane zone and have my kit ready and the spring, especially first aid kit. Yes. Oh, yeah. Definitely put your first aid stuff in there. I mean, let's see. In case the cell phone can't charge. Yes. Okay. It's funny too, because, I feel like a lot of times we all say, well, we don't need so and so's phone number, right? Because it's stored in our phone. But, if you had to recite like, your brother's phone number or your mother's phone number, like, would you know it off the top of your head if your phone died? And so what a good idea to write it down on paper. I know it sounds so old school, but Kitty Q. Hang on, I'll scroll up a second. Your marriage license, everything that you can take a photo of. Yeah, you know what? Take pictures of everything, right? Medication. Yep, Cheryl. Yep, absolutely. And these are all things too, like, if a disaster, God forbid, like you have to look at your prescriptions too. And if there's refills, you want to stay on top of that. Make sure that you have all of your medication, backed up. And so, to the best of your ability and to how much, you can, put aside and put it in that bag. Gadsden, don't worry, I'm in talks with a company right now trying to get survival kits and backpacks to do videos for everyone. You know what, Dennis? That would be amazing if you could do that. And I would love to share that because I feel like it's such a, everybody says like, "Oh, well, I have everything set aside." You might not. And there's some people that, like even grabbing an extra set of clothes, because you just don't know where you'll end up, like a dry pair of socks, underwear, like just things that, we take for granted, right? And so, yeah, it's important to put that stuff aside. Gladys tweezers, I'm with you. I'm gonna fix my eyebrows while I'm, you know, uh, Gen X, what if your phone gets lost, broken, wet, etc.? Yeah, that's a good point because, you know, if God forbid you lose your phone or it gets broken or it's wet or whatever, it's to have those backup phone numbers written down. Smart. I need to do that too. Curious Kiwi. I'm waiting for one of those solar panel chargers to arrive. Oh, that's dope. Okay. Very cool. Hey, Karen Solak, good to see you. Yeah, Red Dragon. Everyone should keep an emergency bag on hand. So important. Some people are just like, "Oh, well, I won't, I'll do it another day or I'll do it another day." No, like this whole fires over in California, it just started and started going like crazy. And from what I listened to a little bit today, it was as of today, they hadn't contained them, right? And so unless anybody had any updates, that was last I had heard probably around maybe like 5:30 PM my time here, so have they contained anything over there? I don't think so, but if anybody knows any updates, let me know in the chat, I'll read it out. Yeah, Karen. Yeah, definitely. So, sorry I'm late, I'll take my cats. Yeah, absolutely, like, your pets, all of the things, like, I wanted to just go over, like, 5 important things that, you know, what would you take or what could you contribute to the chat here that would recommend to a friend to make sure and pack up, like, would it be a flashlight? Would it be check the batteries? And that you may have a go bag, right? And you may need to check the batteries and the flashlight. So it's just nice to be able to go through it. I know some people that have had a bag for years, and you just might need to freshen it up. I mean, even some of the medication in there, just you want to just double check the dates on them. You might have a little bottle of Tylenol in there, and it could be expired. So, just check on that stuff. Gen X, it's the bare necessities to survive. Yes. I mean, just think like what would you need for, 72 hours? And so, a clean set of clothes, things like that. Eileen, cash is king. Yeah. I mean, you got to keep some cash on you. It's just, God forbid the power goes out or you can't get anything out of the ATM. Like that's, everybody lives nowadays on the computer and on devices and things. And so, you just got to know to, just keep some, keep a few $100s or whatever in your wallet if you can, and just make sure that you can, and then when you get a little bit of extra money, put it aside and just keep that as your emergency stash. Uh, well, and I know even for me, just a couple of weeks ago, I went to a gas station and their computers were down and I needed gas. Like I waited and usually I'm so good. Like I'll fill up when I drop to a half a tank and I fill up right away. And so this time I was driving all over the place and I pulled into the gas station and thank God I had $50 in my wallet as emergency money because the guy was like, well, the power's out. Sorry. Like, you're going to have to go somewhere else. And I'm like, well, I mean, can I give you cash? Like, can we just pump this the old way? And so thank God he was able to, I didn't, he's like, I can't give you a receipt. I said, that's fine. I need to, the computers were down, but their power wasn't out. So it was a computer thing. And so he was turning people away. Like it was no big deal. Like somebody came in with a debit card or a credit card and he was like, sorry, computer's down. So people were leaving and they were going down the street. But I was like, you know what? Hang on. I need gas and I can't leave. Darlene, I don't need a first aid kit. I got my bag from when I used to ride. Beyond packed with, I added a diabetic meter and pokers, alcohol pads, and sticks. Hey, look, and Darlene is retired EMT. And so, I mean, just to have like, who would think to put in alcohol pads, diabetic sticks, things like, I remember my husband telling me a story that when he was like a teenager, he got into a really bad car accident. And if it wasn't like a lady had come over and he was bleeding and so she had a diaper in her trunk and she was able to hold it to his head to stop the bleeding. So I just thought that was when he tells that story, I'm like, oh my God, she saved your life. Like he goes, literally, she saved my life. I was bleeding, like, I could have bled out. And, they told him, I guess in the hospital, they told his mother, like, this lady saved your life with the diaper. And I was like, wow, I mean, you just never know when you got to go into like, that kind of that mode of survival. Like, what would you do? How do you prepare? Hey, Denise R, good to see you. Yeah, Diane B. And go to the bank and withdraw as much cash as you can. Yeah. Uh, Gladys, they're saying that they were man-made on the news. Oh, real and they said it started in like a prestigious neighborhood, right? And so, I mean, it could happen. And so it's so scary how, people couldn't control the natural disasters and things and yeah, like how did it happen? Like did somebody go in the woods and just start a fire? Did somebody have a barbecue and things just lit up and so now it's to the point where, in LA like they can't get it under control. Is that what we are, is that what we're faced against? I mean, fires, natural disasters, things that are completely out of your control. Gadsden. The biggest danger is the panic. Before anything, you need to be prepared. Yes, and you have to, you know, think logically. You have to be very calm under especially if you have, if you're in charge of children or, a loved one, and you have to be calm in situations like this. And so being prepared is, when you're prepared, it puts you a lot more, calm and just, you're not freaking out. So, just try to do these little things before if you can. Let's see. A solar powered weather radio. That is a good idea too. Dennis, where could we get something like that? I mean, I'm sure Amazon, but like, is there one that you recommend? I know like when I face like hurricane season and stuff, like we have this little like wind up radio. I don't know if maybe I got it at like, hmm, I can't remember the store that I got it at, but maybe it was like Dollar General or something, but it was like $20 for this radio. And I tell you, it was people would laugh at me. They'd be like, what is that? It's like a wind up, but it winds up. And I couldn't listen. All I knew was I needed to just get like the news channels or whatever. And this thing didn't, I think it took like 2 batteries. And Eileen, I saw people saving horses today. So hard to watch. Oh, I was so busy working today and doing so many things. I didn't get a chance to watch like full news stories and things, and just listening on the, the phone a little bit earlier today and listening to Bethany explain the disasters and stuff. And I'm saying, oh, this is bad. This is bad. Gen X, I'm ready for a solar flare. Yeah, Brandon. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you. Cash, clothes, any medication. Yeah. Glasses, contacts, saline solution, Gladys. What a you know what? You have to like keep all of those things on hand that you would need for a day or an hour or 3 days. Karen Solak, thank you for the update. You're welcome. I heard once you should take a whistle. Wow. All right. See, so I mean, listen, anything you can add to your bag that or you could possibly be like, you know what? I got room for that. Let's just put it in and just put it in. It's better to be safe than sorry, right? And so let's see. The animals always kill my heart along with children. Yes, Darlene. It's, because animals can't, you got to help them, same thing with kids. They need to rely on you, and you have to be able to be calm during, you know, certain disasters and things. And so, do you have what it takes to be calm? I think if you prepare yourself, you do. You never know what how strong you are until you're faced with, so it's important to be prepared. The more prepared you are, it's like when you were, a kid and you were in school and you had to take a test, right? And so you studied for it. And so this way, the test came easy to you. And so the more prepared you are, the better. I think these bags are so important for everybody to have, and everyone in your house should have like their own thing that they could grab. And so But yeah, here we can go over my list again. So I put down important papers, documents, pictures, memories, stuff, your purse if you're a woman or your bag or whatever, anything that you can throw your phone charger in, cash, grab your jewelry. I mean, anything of value to you that, you'd be devastated if you didn't have it. I had a friend of mine today tell me too. She's like, I would grab my husband's ashes, and I just thought right there, my eyes just got so like I welled up, and I thought, oh my God, yeah. I mean, you just want to take what you can. That if God forbid everything went up, you know, would you be glad you took it, or would you be like, damn it, I left this in the house, or I didn't prepare better? And you know, the things that matter most to you, I put down a change of clothes, any kind of snacks with medication, just making sure that you have your prescriptions that are refilled, and, you know, go through your bag, check the dates on your Tylenol and all of the things. And so just make sure Gadsden, a small mirror to use as a reflector in case you need to be rescued. Brilliant. I would have never have thought of a small mirror, but you know what? Here we go. Kitty Q, fire, my fireside handheld safe, fire blankets, change of clothes. I don't know. It's so hard to think about being in that situation. It sure is. But, I feel like things like this happen in the world so that we can prepare ourselves. And so, I mean, I know even for me, like every year I go through it right before hurricane season. And I'm like, okay, we have to make sure we have this, 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 this. God forbid. I mean, you want to hope you never need it, right? You want to hope you don't have to use it. Gadsden, I picked up a nice one on Amazon for like $10. Perfect. Walk amongst the tombstones, extra food, bowls, etc. Yep. Karen Solak, there you go. Benadryl. I mean, just think of like different medications that, you probably maybe you don't use on the regular, but you're like, you know what? A little Benadryl ain't gonna hurt, like bring that, you know, or what's the ointment that you put on a cut? That you definitely want to have, here. Eileen, I got a fire blanket for Christmas. Excellent. Brandon, some gas stations refuse to turn on the pump. I've seen it many. Yes, okay, I got to catch up here a little bit. Darlene, I have EpiPens, Benadryl, and intubation kits as well. Yeah, okay, so there you go. Gen X, a 4-pack of CB radios. Great idea too. Yeah, because I mean, if your phone goes out, I mean, how are you gonna, God forbid you're, somebody who's with your husband, whoever, they're on the other side, they got to run, go somewhere. And you're like, oh my God, how am I going to get in touch with them? I can't hear them. They can't hear me. So you have a CB radio. That's smart. Diane, I always have 3 towels, 2 blankets, and a battery charger in my car. Yes, me too. It's crazy is like ever since my husband told me that story years ago of, the diaper saving his life and stuff. And I was just kind of like, when he first told me the story, like I laughed a little bit and he was like, that's not funny. And I was like, I'm just saying, like, who would have thought that we would need to keep, a diaper in the trunk? God forbid. You never like it just had what were the chances that the lady, had a diaper in the car? I mean, maybe she had kids in the car, whatever, but she thought enough to run and grab that to hold to his head. Gadsden, Gen X. Amazon has a great deal on radios, 4-pack with chargers for like $50. I love that. Okay. Nana L, good to see you. Texas girl, hey, good to see you. Here, I'm going to scroll down a little bit. Walk amongst the tombstones. Vaseline, cotton swabs, matches, fire starting kit. There you go. Vaseline. I know I need to add that to my my list of things that I need. Texas girl, Dr. Pepper and M&M's. There you go. Listen, you got to feed yourself too. Yeah. Eileen, you do hurricane season too, so you get it. Karen, I started making a bag when I lived in this one apartment because one of our neighbors caught his apartment on fire twice and we had to evacuate. So now I'm fairly prepared now. You know what? especially if you live around neighbors or if you're living in a condo or, an apartment or co-op or something. And, if your neighbors smoke and God forbid they fall asleep with a cigarette, or you just never know. I mean, I've seen crazier things happen, where something will just catch on fire, or and it could just be from somebody's, neglectfulness. And so I always get so upset when I hear about those kind of things, because I'm like, damn it. I'm like, come on. Eileen, hot sauces and packets? Yeah. All right. Like some McDonald's chicken nugget sauce. Sorry guys, I was talking to myself and I was muted. I uh I so graciously like covered the microphone because I wanted to blow my nose. I've been dealing with like this little bit of a cough and cold. So yes, thank you. Sorry, there was no sound. Diane, I just got your text. Thank you. Uh yeah, right. Eileen unpacking. And it's just the kind of thing where, are you ready in case God forbid, right? Like, God forbid you gotta grab a bag and run out the door, and each one of the kids gotta grab something, and you're like, listen, let's go. You don't got time to wrap your things up, and so you gotta just take the bare essentials and you gotta get out. And so what would those bare essentials be? Like what would you pack in the bag? Nana, I dropped my iPad on my foot last night. That was fun walking today. Ouch. Karen. He was sadly not a bad guy, but just forgetful, and he's a dog. I was worried for his pet, but all was fine, Cheryl. Thank you for the concern. Let's see. Yeah. Let me see. So Darlene says, but sanitary napkins work great for bleeding. Also needs saran wrap in case someone gets um chest wounds. Oh, who would have thought? Saran wrap. But Darlene, I am so glad that you're here in the chat tonight, because you know what? I didn't even put two and two together. She's a retired EMT from New York. And so what better person to add, Darlene, what else would people, kind of grab on the way out the door? Like if you had 1 second to run in and grab one thing to add, what could you, I mean, saran wrap is amazing, but what's another thing that you would think people would know? But then, you've seen everything. Darlene made tech bags for my son and my daughter-in-law. That's amazing. Um, Gadsden Freedom Outdoors, seat cushions, all kinds of fire stuff to use. Oh, so that's what I was saying. Where did I read that out loud or was I muted? I'm sorry. Dennis said you can also use tampons and lipstick as fire starters. I wouldn't even thought about that. Like, that's why, it's like women have everything in their purse. And so it can't hurt to just add an extra thing into your purse, right? Like, we carry everything anyway. Sucking chest wounds. Oh, Darlene, that just sounds terrible. True fact. Vaseline. Yeah, Vaseline is important to have too. Um, right, sorry, I'm gonna scroll a little bit back up, make sure I didn't miss anything. No, no, we have hurricanes here, always have stuff packed. Yes. Wait, yeah, Darlene, what's in the tech bag? Can you explain a little bit about that? Towels, yep. Important to have towels. And that's why we were saying earlier, like a change of clothes, because I know that there's some people that are like, oh, I have my bag packed, my bag's ready to go. But, do you have an extra pair of underwear in there? Do you have a pair of socks? Do you have, the proper footing on your feet? If you run out of the house and you just have flip-flops on or sandals or whatever, like, do you have a pair of sneakers that are in that bag too, in case, God forbid, you gotta go, running through the neighborhood? Like, are you just let's see. Walk amongst tombstones. When you live in the North, you always have that blanket and extras in your car. Yeah. I mean, I remember just from being in New York, like always making sure to have, like two blankets, a towel, and just this, it's always in the trunk. Nana, makeup, a brush, toothbrush, and toothpaste. Yes. Amazing Aunt, good to see you. Another amazing resourceful person here that is a retired NYPD. And Amazing Aunt, we're talking tonight a little bit about 5 things that you would take with you in an emergency, God forbid, if there was a fire or a flood or, a natural disaster. And I thought, what a great, with everything going on right now in California and how terrible things are, like, can we help a few people out with, just letting them know? So, what do you think? What are some of the things that you, recommend to keep in that bag? Darlene, I have Airways, masks, gloves, O2 pocket face masks. Uh, Cheryl, apartment or home insurance policies. Yeah, God forbid, you're gonna need that. That's for sure. Yeah, does handcuffs count? I always keep them in my trunk. Hey, listen, you know what? You never know if you're gonna have to take a bad guy down. And I mean, if you don't want to stand there holding them down, I mean, do you want to just cuff them? I guess it's not bad to. I could see a cop having those. A retired cop be like, "Listen, buddy, that's it for you. You're cuffed. We'll wait for the authorities to come and take care of you and handle you." Um, Nana, deodorant, perfume, baby wipes. Amazing Aunt. Okay. She says, I'll admit, I take my ammo, tourniquets, cuffs, water, my pillowcase, lol. Didn't think socks and underwear, lol. PT bag too, I guess, and empanadas. Listen, I'm going wherever you go because if you have empanadas and handcuffs, listen, this could get dangerous. You're like, Dawn Marie, get out here. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a police officer, but I'm going to cuff you. And that's it. Listen, just feed me lunch. We're good. We'll be friends forever. Gets me too. Car issue today, and the mechanic freaked out when he saw my cuffs in the glove box. Oh, I think it's great. Oh, Nana, bug repellent. See? You never know if you need that. Uh, yeah, be on all, what is it, all chat and not top chat. I love when I write little things like that in the chat. I'm like, hit the live button or hit the like button. Make sure you're on high chat or whatever it is. Live chat. You don't want to miss a comment, right? Make sure you hit it. Gadsden. Only Judy Ron and Joey needs. I am dead. I can't. Darlene, a flashlight. Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying before. Like, if you have a flashlight, do you have a fresh set of batteries in there? I mean, you may have made your go bag in 2015, so your little flashlight might need new batteries. Just saying. Or, do you have what are those things? All things that you would need batteries for. Like, do you wear hearing aids? Like, make sure you have an extra set of batteries because don't those batteries die out really fast? And so you just want to make sure that you have like an extra set of or something, the device is only as good as the things that go in it, right? Let me see. Gadsden, mine is 30 years old and still works. Oh, I'm way down here. Hold on. Oh, Duty Eileen says Duty Ron and Joey bug repellent. Yeah, you remember when they went, was it to Gilgo, and they just started getting attacked by the bugs? I was like, oops, they didn't prepare for that, right? Who would have thunk it that there would have been, a million bazillion flies and horse flies coming at them while they were trying to like, be like, okay, well, Rex Heuermann, he went here, 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 and here, allegedly. But here they were. Weren't even prepared. And poor Ron got bit up, and Joey got bit up, and their legs, and their arms. Oh, Karen, you gonna pack your makeup? Yeah, you never know. Never know when you gotta go on Channel 5 News. Kitty Q, I have rechargeable lights. No good for the. Why did that go so fast? Okay. No good for the long haul, but I charge them every time there is a storm coming. There you go. Yes, amazing aunt. She says mace. You need mace. You absolutely need mace. Nana. My bag has been my BOP has been very high. My third prescription to get it. Oh, my blood pressure. Sorry, I'm reading things so fast. Like, it's been such a long day. I feel like my eyes are going like. Zzz. Um, Gadsden, I have Spotlight that plugs into the truck. Excellent. Yeah, Diane, remember they were being eaten by the horsefly. They couldn't run fast enough, and Joey was like, "Let me alive." I'm like, "This is real life stuff, man. You got real American heroes." Cheryl, mace is illegal in Canada, unfortunately for me. Oh no. Well, Cheryl, you got to make sure you have something, right, to God forbid have on you. Hey, listen, a can of hairspray, something, anything to be a deterrent to, spray in someone's face in case God forbid they come near you. I remember hearing that, years ago when when I was in New York, they were like, just carry like a bottle of perfume or, well, I mean bug spray or whatever, or anything you can grab hairspray and you spray it in their eyes because I mean that's just yeah, Kitty Q, share those photos. Definitely put them in my Discord. Uh, amazing it. Yeah, I got a little weird in P. Just got home. Had a tooth pulled recently. Having a few hiccups with my. Yes, amazing aunt. Listen, you gotta rest up, take care of yourself. I love you. It's always nice to see you around here. You take care of yourself. Feel better. I know you've had some mouth work done and some dental things. All right, there we go. Am I back or what? Are we back? I am so sorry. I kicked myself out before, and so I had to add my icon to the screen. Hopefully it's back. Okay, back. All right, we're back. Okay, good. I'm so sorry. Listen, these are things that happen on a live. I kick myself off the panel. We lose the sound. Joey and Duty Ron get bitten by big mosquito flies. Hey, listen, we're just here for a good time, right? We're here for a good time. You're here for a short time, so make it a good time. Let's see. Yes, I'm back, darling. Okay, good, good. Sorry. Gadsden, hey, you're doing better than I did with my first few lives. Listen, I'm not a professioner. I'll never forget the first time when my niece started talking when she was little. She was like, "What do you do for work?" And I was like, she goes, "You're a professioner." I said, "I'm not a professioner. It's professional." She's so cute. Like, "You're a professioner of the beauty business." I was like, "Oh, you're so cute. I love you. You're adorable." Yeah, Darlene, send me a photo of your tech bag. I'd love to see it. Share it. Yeah, Karen, better than being attacked by mosquitoes. I die. I'm like, here these two guys are, right? They're running through Gilgo Beach and they're trying to like give everybody, the sights and the sounds of what it would have been like being on that desolate road. And all of a sudden, like all the mosquitoes and everything just start coming and biting them. And listen, that's like TV things. It's like when you watch something on the news and it's like, boom, something happened. And you're like, wait, what just happened? Zanime, so good to see you. Hold on, I wanna give you a wrench in here so you could drop your channel, please. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Oh, here she is. Okay, good. Put your link in the chat so everybody can listen. Zanime puts out really good lives. She covers real life things. She even does little tours with her little doggy. It's so cute. And she's part of our community and she's good people. So uh Erica Olson. Keep important papers, birth certificate, social security card, pictures, valuables with you or in a safe. Um, let's see. Just ask me how hard it is to replace a birth certificate after a fire. Oh no, Erica, really? Ugh. Janelle, thank you for coming over. I pushed my live back because you were live. Because listen, that's what we do. I love you. So I appreciated you showing Janelle. Subscribe to Janelle. She's amazing too. She posted she's over in Australia and she posted, her and her family went out on the ocean today. I watched it for a while and I was just like, this is great. Like, nothing like spending a really nice, warm day out amongst, the ocean. Nana. I saw her canoeing with the doggy. Yes, Zanime. She takes her. I forget Zanime. What's your dog's name again? So cute. It's like this little. I call it like the Taco Bell dog. So adorable. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Hazmat. That's it. Hazmat is her little doggy. Right? He's like a little Taco Bell dog. He's so cute. Cute, cute. Gadsden Freedom Outdoors. Not yet, but I'm going to for sure. What are you going to? Oh, did you make the cookies? He said, did you make the cookies? Speaking of, I gotta get over to my mother soon because she's like, "Hello, I thought we were gonna make ricotta cheese cookies. What happened?" I said, "Uh-oh, it was my fault. I forgot to go get the ricotta cheese." Dawn, let me know if you want to jump into my live later. Yeah, if you're gonna be on later again, absolutely. I'm still learning the ropes over here. I'm still learning how to um, drop a link and do all the things. Like I used to say back in the day, like I'm gonna drop a link on your head because I was always in a chat with a wrench or whatever. I'm like, I could drop links for people, help you, come subscribe, do all the things, and I'm gonna drop a link on your head. Eileen, don't you love ricotta cheese cookies? They're so good. It makes great cheesecake too, ricotta cheese. Nana, let's talk about some cheesecakes. How about that? Let's talk about the cheesecakes. I have a great pecan pie recipe. Erica Olson, my eyes just opened. I was like, did you just say you made pecan pie? How delicious. Um, Kitty Q, I have a recipe for caramel pecan pies. Oof. Eileen, Anazette cookies too. I mean, Mac Pigeon, good to see you. Thank you so much for coming in here. Good people. Yeah, Karen Solak, I know. TF, good to see you too. Hey, I'm so happy that Zanime, she's such a good person. She asked some people from her community to come over here, and I really appreciate that. Let's see, Janelle, I cover this little car live at the end. Did you really? Oh my god. What is with that? I can't. Mahalo for the honor. I love it. Back pigeon. When your name is like backwards. I don't know how you guys do that, like with your I remember when like the different letters were in style and people were changing their names to, like a big letter, a little letter, a big letter, a little. I'm like, wow, this is fancy. I love it. Pizzarella cookies, in my bug out bag. Eileen, I'm sitting next to you. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. I probably threw a couple wonton cookies. I mean, fortune cookies. I was thinking of wonton soup. I would put a couple of fortune cookies because you never know if you need to, have a snack. All right, Darlene says, don't forget aspirin, Tylenol, and Motrin. There you go. Yeah, Janelle, she's a gift that keeps on giving to the dumpster community. That's for sure. Kitty Q, please send it. It will have to wait though. I'm having another shoulder surgery next week. Oh, Dennis, good luck to you, man. Appreciate, you being around, especially when you got a lot going on. This is such a good topic to talk about with just to help people out in the community, let everybody know like what are the 5 things you would take with you in an emergency. If you had, right now you have some time so you can create a bag, just get yourself like I mean, they call it a bug out bag, but get a tote bag or a backpack or something and just put your essentials in there. And there's some amazing people here in the chat that are sharing what they would pack. Yeah, Nana, what a dead situation, that's for sure. Mystique, good to see you. Cheryl, always good to see you too. So like what else would you guys take? I mean, Dennis, why would they need a mirror before? I know you said a mirror, but why do we need a handheld mirror? Diane, I have a small suitcase with 12 different Advil, Tylenol, Benadryl, baby aspirin, Aleve, ibuprofen. Diane, your house is like a little bunker. I see that she has stuff down in her basement and it's like on these shelves and it's so easy. Like everything is lined up like soldiers. She's got like 85 soaps and things. And I could just admit, listen, Diane, we could just shop in your basement. Diane has everything. No wonder why Ron's so lucky to have her as a neighbor. For reflection of light. So oh, because didn't he say it was for an emergency? You can use a mirror to reflect the light. So can you give me like an example, like to reflect the light? Oh, so yeah, I'm gonna need you to explain that. I'm not even gonna try to figure that out. All right, Kitty Q says to signal an airplane or anyone looking for you, a signal. There you go. I wouldn't have thought to put a mirror. Or even somebody said before tweezers, like silly little things that take like 0 room in something. And you're just like, you know what? If only I just had a pen or, so what is it that you could add to your bag if you have one already waiting, For creating heat, Karen asks. No, Nana, definitely not trying to scare you. Definitely not. I was actually so nervous today when I caught a little bit of the Bethany video on TikTok, and a friend of mine was telling me about it, and she was just like, "Hey, you need to go check this out." Like, and I know that the fires have been burning over in California, and so it's just it hits a little too close to home when I hear from friends, or I'll see somebody and they'll just today somebody said to me, those fires are looking really gnarly. I said, yeah, they are. Like, all right, so Darlene says a makeup mirror, pen, tweezers, scissors. Okay, Kitty Q is going to explain it too with Dennis. So Dennis says they use them in Carolinas and Tennessee They were stranded in the mountains from the floods. Kitty Q says to reflect the light off of the sun or any light to give a hint for your location. Okay, perfect. This is where I come in and I have questions and it may sound like I'm a little annoying, but I have to know like why, like how would you use a mirror? You know what I mean? Or to signal for help. Okay, there you go. All right. So Diane says, Karen, I'm always prepared when they're doing a scavenger hunt. They always say, Nana, come with your pocketbook. Nana, come with your pocketbook. Listen, we could just go to Diane B's house, knock on the door, and she'll be like, I got it. What do you need? I got it. Eileen, before electronics, kids used the spyglass to burn a hole in the leaves. Yeah, remember? Wild. Darlene, I will send you what we had for a list of tech bags approved by the EMS. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And if you don't mind, I'll take that when you send it to me and I'll share it on my community post so you guys can all see it. And hopefully everybody here has taken some notes from the live tonight, made yourself a little, note to some people you guys really contributed some really good things here. So I really appreciate that. Like, especially the taking the pictures of the pictures, that's always well, it's like when I go to my mom's and I'm looking at her photos and she's like, "Don't you take those, those are mine." She's like, "You wanna take the picture? Take a picture of the picture." So, you're right, taking a picture, and I've shared photos that were photos of photos. Yeah, Gadsden, please send me a link for the survival bags. I appreciate that. I would listen, anything I can do to try to help people, whatever we can do to help each other out and share and just, stay prepared. Gadsden, I've been called a prepper before, but I'm not. I'm just very prepared. That's great, though. I mean, talked about like a lipstick as being a fire starter. I wouldn't have even thought like a lipstick. Like, okay. Thank you, Darlene. I appreciate that. Erica, yes, I lost all either in or because of a home fire in 1995. Unless you've been through it, it's very hard to imagine. Sometimes the little things hit hardest, and it breaks my heart because I've had family members that have had fires and things, and so it's very scary. And you don't know because you don't, obviously not prepared for it. And so I just feel like, listen, let's just take a little bit of a lesson out of some of this stuff and, try to help everybody out. Eileen, the camping section is great for ideas. Excellent. Yep, Nana, rain boots, waders, like that's why I said some people will just run out with, slippers on their feet. And it's like, all right, but do you have sneakers like packed? God forbid, like are sneakers part of your kit? Diane, I just found out if you have an Amazon account, you can get free photo storage. That's also I didn't know that. See? All right. Darlene, every room in my home has a battery powered lantern. Excellent. Um Gadsden, you have to pack what will fit. Yeah, I mean, you gotta get in there. Like, here, I need to here. Erica, my evacuation is 5 things, she says, and this is somebody that's been through a fire. So her 5 things would be water, food, money, credit cards, documents, clothing, bedding, and first aid kit. See, and that's everything that you just heard from Erica, who has been through a fire. And so these are her 5 things that she would grab and that she would have set aside. God forbid you have to grab a bag and run. Because people, I've heard live streams before where they say, have a bug out bag or, have a bag to grab, but what's in that bag. So I really appreciate everybody tonight helping out. Diane B, I was made fun of for having a crescent wrench and fencing tool in my purse mini backpack, but I can tell you how often they came in handy. One year I remember Ron, he was telling a story of what was it, Adventures with Purpose or one of those, channels that actually, like they go out and search for the missing and so Ron had he had this tool that you keep in like your glove box that you could break the glass on the inside. And I remember telling Maddie Boy Sully, I was like, you know what? I don't have that. And next thing you know, like a couple days later, it came to my house and I said, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, thank you so much. I was able to put it in my car. And I still have that in case, God forbid, if your car, God forbid, you wind up in the ocean or you wind up in the water and you have like a second to get out. And what was the case of the girl that what was her name? She was found in the water in her car. And Zanme's still here. She knows that story. You guys all do. Yeah, a window puncher and a seatbelt cutter. That's what he sent me. And it was like the best thing I had ever gotten, for like a safety thing like this. And I thought, wow, it's something you never think of unless you have one already. You're like, what is this? Or, I've had people get in my car and they open up the thing, they're looking for a charger or a place to plug their phone in. And then they pull it out and they're like, what is this? And so I explain it and they're like, wow, that is a really good tool to have. Yeah, it'll cut your seatbelt as well. That's right. Kylie Rodney. Thank you, Nana. Yeah, Kylie Rodney. Like, God forbid. Like, I mean, if she would have had one of those in her car, would she had been able to save herself? I mean, I don't know. I just know that it was very eye-opening for me because I remembered saying like Ron was talking about it and he was talking about like different things and so I was like, "Ooh, I don't have that." Mm. Kitty Q. I keep my knife breaker tool velcroed to the side of where my gear shifter is. What a good idea to velcro it on. You know what, Kitty Q? I'm so glad you just said that because this thing like sits in my glove box and I just think like God forbid if I was ever in an accident, like would I have time to or if would it fumble and move around inside? So what a good idea to velcro it inside. Thank you. I'm gonna actually write that down. Nana, mine has a compass on the flashlight and it can change it to an emergency flash. Perfect. See, these are like little things that we don't think of. Like, you know, Erica Olson, if I win the lottery or PCH, I'll have a storm shelter. Excellent. I'm coming with you too. I just let you know what? There's just something about people that are prepared for anything. God forbid, the things. Gadsden, a strobe light. Okay. All right. Um, Yes, so both passenger and driver can use the tool if it's Velcro to the center console. What a good idea. What's funny too was when I got it and I put it in there and I was just kind of like, well, if this thing like moves around, will I even be able to? So not all right. Yeah, excellent idea, Kitty. I really appreciate that. She says, I think if I'm in an accident, shit's going to fly everywhere. Yes. Yeah, I mean, Velcro, what an easy thing. You can get it at the dollar store. Velcro. And just stick it on the side of your door. Just say when. Good to see you, my friend. Um, yeah, so just say when we are going through 5 things that you would take with you if, God forbid, you were in an emergency. Like what's inside of your bag. Like, do you want to share with everybody like some tips and tricks and things? And we've had Darlene here to help us. She's retired EMT from New York. We have retired sergeants. Amazing Aunt has been here with us tonight. We've had, retired detective Gadsden Freedom Outdoors. Dennis is here. So many knowledgeable people. You guys just being citizens in the chat, helping, you know, just any kind of history that you may have had. Erica Olson, who's gone through a fire, just my heart breaks for these situations that, are unfortunately out of our control. But Walk amongst tombstones. My window breaker attaches to my visor. Well, that's a good place for it to be too. Like, so it's like right there and you can grab it in case, God forbid, emergency, you need it. It's right there. Kitty Q, 3M Velcro is tough stuff. Yeah, it is. I know it's funny as I just bought Velcro about a month ago, 6 weeks ago. And because my husband's always losing the remote control to the TV. And I'm like, oh, when do you walk around? Like, do you put it in your pocket? Like, where's the remote? So I bought Velcro to put on the side of where he sits by the couch. And I'm like, here you go. Here's your remote, homeboy. It's right here. Don't move. And when you're done with it at night, put it back on the Velcro. And so I wouldn't even think to, let me see. Mm, all right. Nana, my luck, I'd forget it on the visor and knock my head on the window breaker. You know what's funny is I said the same thing when I first got it. I was like, "Ooh, this is dangerous. You could hurt somebody with this." And then I was just like, "Yeah, let me make it." So you know what? Keeping it velcroed like somewhere safe in the car is a lot smarter. Like, God forbid, like when the kids grabs it and they start like tapping on the window, and the next thing you know, you got a shattered window. Like, we don't want that. So let's see here. What else? I think we got pretty caught up with a tarp for shelter, Eileen. That's a good one too. Thank you so much for that. Yes, a tarp. God forbid you're stuck outdoors and, you need a place to stay dry or whatever, and there you go. Karen, I can't remember where I put mine. Well, that's why I said, "Let's just do this live. Let's talk a little bit about, the things," and so if it just inspires you to add a thing or 2 or to create a bag or, check the expiration dates on your medications in there, check the batteries, check the things, you know and let's just hope and pray that these fires get under control, that they are able to stop them. I mean, I know that they had, as of this afternoon, I think they said at least 5 people have died already so far. I had seen that. Let's see. Yeah, Cheryl, absolutely. I agree with you. Let's hope that there won't be any emergencies anytime soon. I am totally with you for that. I don't want anybody to go through anything like this, but we do want to make sure that everybody is prepared and that everybody has, you know, listen, like I said before, the most calmest people are the most prepared people. Listen, talk to a police officer or an EMT or a firefighter, and most of those people are probably the most calmest people they think quick. And so, let's see. And we can all do the same here as well. Yeah, kitty Q. I think worst case scenario and hope for the best. That's all we can do. That's it. And that's it. Propane stove, Gadsden. That's a good one. Eileen says masks. Okay, we got some last minute. Yeah, it's in Hollywood Hills. I seen it earlier today. The little news that I did catch, I think it was the LA um, fire department that was battling it. And so yeah, it's pretty massive. There is one thing everyone has forgot, Gadsden says, an escape route and a plan. Bingo, there's the boss man himself. You need an escape route and a plan. Exactly. So like what is your escape route? Where are you planning to go? Do you have enough cash to get you out of Dodge? Can you plan it out properly? Elena Gonzalez, so good to see you. Everyone from Los Angeles, California, we need helpers, water, prayers. Elena, you got it. Anything that we can. You guys want to put something in the chat for anywhere that's, helping. Elena, if you know of any place, I mean, and I feel like I heard something also where they said that was it the president was sending in help, and so did they declare this state of emergency? I think that I did hear they did, right? So Darlene says, hang on here, tourniquets. Okay, if you can get your hands on tourniquets, yeah, tourniquets are a last resort. Gadsden says, with the hurricane, I-75 was bumper to bumper. People were camping on the side of the road. Yeah, so I mean, God forbid you get stuck on the side of the road. Do you have what you need to live in the outdoors on the side of the road? I mean, who would? I mean, just these are just things like I hate to say it, but like, are we prepared? Do we have what we need? You know, Elena Gonzalez, we are sending you tons of love and prayers, and hope that everything gets under control sooner than later. And Erica says, I used to keep a Foot Locker in my trunk, first aid, flashlight, matches, small basic tool, kit, tarp, blankets, a couple mess kits, water, food, tent. Listen, you're somebody who is very prepared, Erica. And because unfortunately you went through a situation like this, like you said, in 1995. And so who better than to help prepare with some of the greatest people right in here, like people that have gone through it and first responders, emergency flares, super glue. Always have hand sanitizer in my car. Yes, I know. I always do too. I always keep hand sanitizer in my car, in my purse. And I am a big germaphobe, so I'm constantly washing my hands, hand sanitizer. I remember, like, you get in those little Bath and Body Works, like those little hand sanitizers. We were buying those years before COVID, and then when the pandemic started, I mean, it was really sad. We had to tell people in the world to wash their hands. I was like, ew, like, you don't wash your hands, you don't take a shower, like, ew, you're disgusting. Like, how do you not? Like, we were buying those little hand sanitizers before they were even popular and sold out. Like, yeah, yeah, that's how you have to think and you have to prepare. Um, Nana says, yeah, pull out that grill, have a tailgate party during a hurricane, stuck on the side of the road. Like even down here in Florida, like I've been in situations where we've lost power for, a few days up to I think it was like 3 weeks one time where it was a major, major storm. And I just was like, well, what do we do? Like, you lose the hot water, so you're just taking cold showers. And so, I mean, you get used to it. You do what you got to do. Listen, any shower is a better shower than no shower. You want to make sure you have everything you need, hand sanitizer. What about taking a couple extra washcloths? Like keep those in your bag in case, you need to what about a bar of Dial soap? Keep that in your bag. Um, she said, Diane said, hey, Karen, hand sanitizer is a great fire starter. There you go. I once just cleaned my hands with hand sanitizer and went to light a cigarette. And ew, Diane, that's a bad habit. You need to quit. I'm going to be the biggest advocate for you quitting. Kitty cute. If you have a soda can and rubbing alcohol, you can make a little fire or a camp stove, small but useful. Oh, that's interesting. A soda can and rubbing alcohol? Okay, I want to learn. Yeah, so right? Uh, yeah, toilet paper, a roll of toilet paper, put that in your bag. Baby wipes. Oh my God. Yeah, I can't live without baby wipes. Listen, I'm constantly cleaning. Yes. Elena, nobody was ready for this. This was too fast. Never could imagine. No, it happened so fast and it's continue. I hope they get it under control. I really do. Darlene, I went without power during Superstorm Sandy for a month. Yeah, so you've been through it. Listen, it is not something that we want for anybody, none of this. And so what can we do to stay prepared, right? Gadsden, I think it was the hurricane in August that people had no power for 2 months. Yes. Terrible, terrible what happened over on the West Coast. Gadsden, even if you have an old cell phone, put them in the go-to bag that can be used to start fires. An old cell phone? Tell me. I need to know. Walk amongst the tombstones. I'm glad I'm not the only one you think that thinks people are gross. No, I am a big advocate for wash your hands. And you don't need a pandemic to tell you to wash your hands. I'm like, ew. Listen, if you're around me and you come out of a bathroom and you didn't turn the water on, I'm gonna call you out and be like, get back in there. I did not hear, I will listen for that water. I did not hear that water. Get back in there and wash your hands. I mean, thank God I only had to say it to like a kid once. But I mean, and when I see people, if I stop at like a rest stop and, the gas station or whatever, and if I see somebody come out of a stall and not wash their hands, oh, I say something. I'm like, ew, go wash your hands. Nasty. Now you're gonna go make a coffee? No. Yeah, you still have baby wipes in your purse? I know. I remember my sister said to me one time, she's like, you're gonna get yourself in a fight. And I'm like, Listen, but I mean, if you have to say, you could say it in a nice way. I'm just saying, like, I'm the first one to be like, "Oh my god," or I'll say, "Did anybody see is it paper towels in here?" I mean, I guess you could say a little bit more than where I'll just go and be like, "Oh my god, did you just not wash your hands? I know you just didn't wash your hands. I saw you come out and you didn't wash your hands. Ew." And if I catch you in that refrigerator section and you going to grab a soda out of that thing and I see you or grab a bottle of water and you don't wash your hands, I'm gonna tell people in the store. I mean, listen, we gotta look out for one another. Just saying. I might have been in the bathroom with that person. You weren't. So you need to know. What do they say? If you see something, say something. Gadsden, you're not going to a resort. It's an emergency. Bare essentials. Leafs work good. Okay. I mean, listen, you got to do what you got to do when nature calls. But if you could grab a roll of toilet paper and put it in your bag right now, I highly suggest you do that, or you go get some baby wipes. Eileen, have a great night. Thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate it. Uh, I know Nana is so nasty when people don't wash their hands. I'm like, oh, we're not gonna be friends. I'm just saying. Uh, Darlene, you can call 911 even from an old cell phone and use it to ping your location. Well, that's a good tip. Elena Gonzalez, yes, exactly why she's doing this stream to help others try to be prepared for the quickness. Yeah, excuse me. Yes. Oh, the hiccups. Uh, Erica, Dennis, my luck in the dark, I'd grab poison ivy. I bring my own if possible. Leaves only in a. Listen, I would have to go grab a container of or a little package of baby wipes and just keep them. Gadsden, yes. Multi-purpose glass can be used as a reflector. Knife, electronics can be used to create spark. All of these great things in here. Darlene, Superstorm Sandy. We were out of power for 3 weeks. That's when Ron had a permanent, like isn't a hair perm? Oh, jeez. Poor guy. Can't catch a break with his bald head. Erica Olson. Magnifying glass can use the sun to light the fire. Walk amongst tombstones. I always have a roll of toilet paper in my glove box. Girl, I've always prepared when it comes to, like I said, I keep a diaper in the trunk in case God forbid now. I mean, we've always had that. Keeping, the sanitary wipes, cleaners, things like Gadsden, I actually keep toilet paper and a paper towel roll in my trunk. There you go. Yeah, tombstones, you never know when you gotta go. That's right. It's like sitting in traffic. I mean, and you just say you're sitting in traffic and you can't get off the exit. I mean, people that live in big cities, they know what that's like sitting and, it takes 45 minutes to go one exit and, nature calls. You got to pull over. You got to do what you got to do. Just make sure that you got, wipes and paper towels or whatever. Cheryl says Trump is giving Canada a hard time. Sorry, but I had to. Oh no. Let's see here. Erica, I'll bring Ed. I bet he'd be ready for anything. Listen, Ed Wallace, yeah, he would be. He would be ready for all the things too. Just like Dennis, just like Ron, just like Amazing Aunt, just like listen, Kitty Q, all of you guys that are Darlene, anybody that's coming in here, that Erica Olson that's been through it, that knows how to do it and how to stay prepared. Where they stay prepared, watch your six. Yeah. Stay prepared and watch your six. Darlene, if allergic to calamine lotion, use it on mosquito bites to stop the itch. Wait, use what instead of calamine lotion? Hand sanitizer? Hang on. Exactly, Dennis. Head on a swivel. That's right. Keep your head on a swivel. Constantly look over your shoulder. Just, especially in God forbid situations like this, have cash on you. Stay prepared. Watch your six. Oh, witch hazel, Darlene says. Okay, so if you're allergic to calamine lotion, get witch hazel. Darlene, you know a lot of things. You need to send me a whole list when you have time, and I will share it on my community post because I am about helping people in God forbid situations. Darlene says a few sugar packets for diabetics. That's a good one too. Janelle says clean around your home, mow the lawn, weeds, brush, fill your gutters with water, put your sprinklers on. Yes. Gadsden says between Bill and I, we are prepared for just about anything. You know what? In this day and age, you need to stay prepared. You need to have the things, and who better than you guys to help us out here? Because I know sometimes I'm like, man, what would I use for this? And people that just, know like things really fast, super helpful. Diane, when I met Ed for the first time, he carried a backpack full of what? What did he have a backpack full of? All of his things. Or even like like a small what is that? A Swiss Army knife. Keep one of those on your keys or in your bag too, because that has like a file, scissors, and it's fairly inexpensive, right? I need to actually get a new one. I can't find my Swiss Army knife. And it's such a small little thing too. So yeah, that's great. All right, everybody. Well, listen, I have been live for an hour and about 17 minutes. And I just wanted to say I really appreciate everybody for coming in here, for helping, for sharing some ideas. You guys were great tonight. I really appreciate everybody for coming together and helping out. For everybody over in California, please stay safe. Please stay prepared. Please watch. That's not my saying. That's Ed and Duty Ron, but you know what? These guys know. Dennis knows. Everybody in here knows. And so on that note, listen, you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. It is Wednesday, January 8th, just about 10:20 p.m. And so I want you guys all to have a great evening, a great day wherever you are. And till next time.
New York music, it makes her dance. She hears the music, here's her chance. A Brooklyn girl, that's Dawn Marie. She's sharing New York memories. See the city with Dawn Marie and hang in Little Italy. R.I.P. South Factory. The real party is Kings County. The songs about music all around. That's where she found the Brooklyn sound. New York music, it makes her dance. She hears the music, here's her chance. Brooklyn music, she takes her stance. She hears the music, here's her chance. Her large Italian family, they taught her hospitality, empathy, humanity, and strength in her community. Her justice call, defiant tone, rings out from her Long Island home. New York music, it makes her dance. She hears the music, here's her chance. Brooklyn music, she takes her stance. She hears the music, here's her chance. She's so damn cool, so smart and quick. She's old school, this New York chick. Brooklyn music, she takes her stance. She hears the music, here's her chance.